You hear about AI in real estate everywhere, right? But let's be real. Most of it just feels like hype. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to look at how AI is actually being used right now to save serious time and get real work done.
So let me start with a kind of weird idea. What if the most valuable thing AI can do for your business isn't some flashy, futuristic trick, but is actually, well, boring?
All right, take a look at this number, $34.4 million. Just sitting there, no context. What do you think that is? A new virtual staging company? Some crazy Zillow competitor? Well, that's how much a group of very smart venture capitalists just invested in a company that automates the tedious back-end stuff that every agent secretly hates doing. And the takeaway here is absolutely crucial. The smart money isn't chasing shiny objects. This brings us to our first big idea, the money signal. Because, when you see that much capital moving around, you have to follow the trail to understand where the industry is really headed. So the company that raked in all that cash, it's called Baseline. And their mission is pretty simple. Use AI to streamline all the messy property management and financial workflows. We're talking about automating the data entry, the spreadsheets, all the disconnected systems that just eat up your day. And the why behind this is what's so powerful. This isn't about AI predicting the next top market. Nope. It's about removing the operational bottlenecks, the pure grunt work that stops an investor from scaling from 5 properties to 50. That's the real value investors are pouring money into. Okay, so the money is flowing into practical, real-world automation. So that brings us to our next section. What does this new AI toolbox actually look like for you today? We can really break these new tools down into 2 main buckets. On one side, you've got back-end automation. Think of Baseline or PBP partners, which are all about automating those repetitive operational tasks. And on the other side, you've got front-end lead gen, with tools like Homesage.ai and Yellowpo that are designed to help you find and qualify new opportunities. Let's zoom in on that front-end stuff for a sec, because it's pretty cool. A tool like Homesage.ai can pull up property permits, liens, and even give you estimated renovation costs, instantly. Meanwhile, a company like Yellowpo uses AI to run these hyper-targeted social media campaigns and even has an AI voice assistant called Raya that's built to do one thing: wake up your old cold leads. So how in the world does a voice assistant like that actually work? Well, it's a pretty simple 4-step process. First, it targets those old leads, anybody you haven't talked to in over 6 months. Then, the AI actually gets on the phone and starts a natural-sounding conversational call. It's just gauging their interest. If it detects a spark, it qualifies them. And only then does it hand off a warm, ready-to-talk lead to a human agent. And this is a brilliant example of how to use these tools the right way. Here's a huge pro tip. Don't throw your hottest new lead at an AI assistant. Use it for a very specific job, like waking up a cold list. You test the technology on lower-stakes conversations before you ever roll it out more broadly. Okay, so we've seen the money, we've seen the tools, but does any of this actually work in the real world? Let's look at the proof. The real firms getting measurable results. And this isn't theory. We're talking about real estate analytics, using Matterport's AI-powered 3D tours to make buyers way more confident. Or a company called Rexera that's automating residential closings, cutting delays from weeks down to literally seconds. And down in Latin America, a company called Hobby is using AI to scale its operations across totally different markets. This is happening right now. But I want to pull out one specific number from those case studies that is just staggering. Over 95%. What's that, you ask? That's the accuracy rate Rexera achieved on its automated document processing and compliance checks. I mean, think about that. An AI system is handling the most critical, detail-oriented part of a closing with near-perfect accuracy. That's the real power of boring AI. So this all leads to the big question: how do you actually start using this stuff? Our final section gives you a simple playbook for blending AI into your daily workflow, and it's called the 85-15 rule. The whole concept is incredibly straightforward. You use AI to do 85% of any given task: the first draft, the data collection, the initial outreach. But you, the human expert, always handle the last 15%. That's the final review, the personalization, and the strategic touch only you can provide. So what does that look like in practice? You let AI handle the initial email drafts, let it generate the first pass on listing descriptions, let it do all the mind-numbing data entry. This frees you up for the stuff AI can't touch: crafting a brilliant negotiation strategy, building real relationships with clients, and adding that final personal touch that actually closes the deal. Ultimately, the point is this: AI isn't here to replace you. It's here to buy back your time. The entire goal is to reinvest every single hour it saves you into the high-value, uniquely human skills that truly drive your business forward. And here's the final pro tip to make sure that actually happens. Don't just hope you'll use the saved time well. Track it. If AI saves you 5 hours in a week, you need to physically go into your calendar and block out 5 hours for prospecting, client meetings, or real strategic thinking. Because if you don't, that time will just disappear into more busy work, I promise you. Which brings us to our final thought. The technology we've talked about today can realistically give you back 5, maybe even 10 hours every single week. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with it?